Welcome to Reset to Healthier Relationships, Sunday night at 9. I am your host, Coach Glenda, here with my co-host, Coach Carpenter. As always, we are so happy to see each and every one of you guys. We know that it is a huge sacrifice for you guys to be here tonight, with a lot of us having to go to work tomorrow morning, which is Monday. Tonight we have another amazing topic. Tonight's topic is, if I'm not the one, let me go. If I'm not the one, let me go. Stop keeping me in a relationship you're no longer choosing. If you know anybody that has experienced that, or if you yourself has experienced that, you know exactly how that feels. I know that I have experienced that myself. It does not feel good. You have been in a relationship, or you know someone who has been in that relationship for years and years and years, where you felt all alone, but someone wanted to hold the title, but they were not choosing you. So tonight, I just want to thank you all for showing up. Thank you for your patience. Excuse me. Maybe this has been you. Maybe this has been someone that you have known. Maybe this has been a relative of yours. Maybe it has been a close relative, but we've all known someone that has experienced this. This topic hits close to home for a lot of us. I know that it hits close to home for myself because I've been in this. I know that I've spoken about this many times. That 15-year relationship that I was in, this hits home for me very hard. So I just want to dive into tonight's topic. Please, if you feel like putting anything in the chat, feel free to do so. Or if you want to come off mute and share any of your comments, please free to do that as well. Again, tonight's topic is, if I am not the one, let me go. Stop keeping me in a relationship you're no longer choosing. Coach Carpenter, do you have any comments to share before we dive in tonight's topic? I know that you was having a few system issues. I don't know if they're straight as of yet. I just want to give you the opportunity. Okay, if you're not ready, that's perfectly fine. Okay. All right. Let's see. Maybe he has not officially left. Maybe he still comes home. Maybe he still calls. Maybe the two of you still share bills, the bed, the children, history, or even last name. But something has changed between the two of you. You feel him holding on to the comfort of the relationship while pulling away from the responsibility of choosing you. Okay, I see a hand raised. Mr. Carpenter, Coach Carpenter. I can't take you off mute.
Mm.
Coach Carpenter, can you take yourself off mute? Oh,
Mute.
all right. Coach Carpenter, are you
So,
having? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
okay, so you're saying now, because I was eating and trying to concentrate too. But anyway, so you're saying the man is not, he want to hold on to the relationship as far as saying, saying he in one or whatever, but he's not trying to be committed. Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Mm.
He wants a relationship, but he really doesn't want the responsibility.
We gotta go.
Body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We said really
How are
we don't
you?
encourage people to break up. We don't encourage them to break
And
up, but we do encourage them to set boundaries and recognize the red flags before they create a exit plan. We want them to exhaust all their possibilities before they exit. Counseling, coaching, and stuff like that. But we don't encourage breaking up, divorce, or leaving abruptly. But to be in a
okay.
relationship for 5, 10, 15 years without someone saying that they want a commitment like marriage, especially if you come into a relationship wanting to get marriage, because like I'm gonna use myself in it as an example. I told the guy I had a desire to get married, and that was before we would went exclusive. So it was known. And he heard me loud and clear. So he was like, okay, okay, okay. But I didn't hold myself to it because after so many years, I didn't bring it back up, even though we talked about it. But he never proposed. I won't say he never proposed. He did propose, but I didn't like the way he did it. And I didn't take him seriously because I was cooking dinner and he just randomly asked me, like, no ring, it wasn't, romantic or anything like that. So I didn't take him seriously, but it was like maybe 10 years in. So I was like,
10 years.
huh?
10 years. That's a long time. Oh
Right,
God.
right. Like I said, I didn't take him seriously. And, later on, he was like, well, when I asked you, you said no. I was like, look how you asked me. I didn't think you were serious, and I wasn't gonna take, I wasn't gonna marry you anyway, because look how you asked me. But he knew in the beginning I had a desire to be a wife, but he didn't show me that he was marriage material, that he was a provider. So I already knew I wasn't gonna marry him early on, but that was my fault. I stayed in it too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my fault. So
Okay.
I should have got out at maybe the 2 year mark or maybe the 6 month mark when I noticed the sign. But usually, when someone, when you stay in the beginning of your relationship, that you have
Mhm.
a desire to get married, you need to, set those boundaries and make sure you stay firm on what you want. So when the person that you're dating, if they're not lining up with what you want, you need to create an exit plan, especially in dating.
Of
Because
course, I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead. This is an open discussion.
Because if he would have married you all them years ago, you'd have been getting benefits. That's all I'm saying.
Well, can you hear me,
Yes,
Linda?
sir. Yes,
Coach
sir.
Linda? She might have been getting benefits, but the benefits might not been what she wanted.
Yeah, but she still was in it that long. So what you know what I'm
Huh?
saying? But she was in it that long though.
And that's why the night's so important. If I'm not the one, let me go. You know, stop keeping me in a relationship that you're not choosing me any longer. You That's why this is so important. A lot of people are in relationships that they know the person on the other in a relationship don't really want them or don't really care or don't step up to the plate like they should, or the vibration or energy is not the same. And if you're in that relationship and you're on the other side and you see the deficit on the other side of you, and you're gonna go day in and day out, year after year and year after year, and take that and just go because you feel like I got a man or I got a woman, then are you really serving yourself?
Right.
That's what the night's all about. The night's all about is you deserve clarity in a relationship. You don't have to beg anybody to choose you, but you got to choose yourself sometimes. Sometimes you can't wait till the other person say no. You got to say no first.
Yeah.
And that's what the night's all about. The night is something that we all know about, whether we've been in a relationship ourselves or whether we were the one that weren't choosing the other one, or we wanted an exit plan and neither one of us want to say goodbye like the song. And that's why the night is so important. How do you get out of a relationship that's not serving you? And if your relationship is not serving you, how do you get the other person to come on and start serving you? Or get the other person to make a choice? Serve me or get out.
Okay, bye.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. And that's what the night's all about. Because a lot of people will string you along just for the benefits. Like you said, Sharon, the benefits. They're not loving you or giving you the emotional needs that you have or giving you the clarity. What they're doing is stringing you along. They're stringing you along with manipulation, emotional punishment,
Yeah.
dishonesty. This is what the night we're talking about. So the night subject is very deep, and we're going to have some fun with it. All right, give it back to you, Glenda, Coach Glenda.
Okay. All right. So let's see. If you can, I would like for you to type in the chat one word, or if you like, you can come off mute. Type in the chat one word. And I'm gonna ask you a question. What does it feel like when someone is present but no longer fully chooses you? So you need to think of one word. You can either come off mute or put it in the chat. And the question is, what does it feel like when someone is present but no longer fully chooses you?
I apologize, everybody, because I'm not in my normal station. I'm on the road, and my equipment's not working. So I'm using a phone and an iPad trying to get on to be a part of this. So I'm gonna have to say my word instead of putting it in chat. It feels like hell. That's my word.
Okay. Okay. You can either put it in the chat or you can come off mute. All right, I'm gonna put yours in the chat, Mr. Carpenter.
Okay. You need me to spell it for you?
Nah, I think I got it.
All right. I'm gonna say HELL.
Thank you, sir. All right, so far we got foolish, we got heartbreak, we got hell. I know what'd you say?
But I was unmuted. My chat won't pull up on my phone. Okay, well, I'll say my word then. It feels like destruction.
You said destruction?
Hmm. I feel like destruction.
Coach Glenda, since you're writing mine in, I'm gonna put another, but mine is two words. And probably we're gonna have to ask what that mine is two words. Emotional punishment.
Well,
Can
if
you
we could,
type it in there for me?
I would say something different.
I got you.
And before you get into what the words are, because you're gonna go through each one of them, can you get somebody to explain what they think emotional punishment is?
They can
Their
hear you.
definition of emotional punishment or examples of emotional punishment? Anyone want to come off mute and give that a stab? What your definition or your thoughts of emotional punishment, or give some type of example of emotional punishment?
That you can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
To me, I would say something like that you're punishing yourself. You're allowing yourself to be punished or treated as if you was on punishment.
Okay, that's one side of it. That's from your side. That's what
Mhm.
you're that's what you're getting. All right. Anyone else? And especially anyone else from the other side of the person that's punishing you. Anyone else want to take a stab at it before Coach Glenda says start reading some of the stuff in chat? No more stabs at it?
Give me a second.
Okay. And the reason why I asked that, because that's very, very important. That's where it really starts. This is when you notice the decline right here with emotional punishment. That's when the decline starts in relationships. And the reason why I say that, because if you take that emotional punishment and don't check it, it gets worse and worse and worse.
Coach Carpenter, when you say emotional punishment, you're talking about what the person inflicts on you.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh,
Any more chances of stabbing at that? Because this is very important. This is the foundation of what normally happens. Whether you're married, whether you're dating, or whether you're cohabitating, or whether you've been in a relationship for a long, long time, or even if you're single, if you entanglement with someone else, and this is where it actually starts. This is when you start. If you notice, this is when the breakdown starts right there.
because they're making you feel like you did something. It's your fault. It's why.
Correct. Correct. That's part of it. But what it is, anytime you do something halfway wrong or a little wrong, they come at you with, why you and your stupid ass, why you do that? Or they said, I had enough of you because you just don't get it. Or
Mm.
either if you're not doing anything, they will fly off the handle at you at no reason at all. You wonder, what did I do? What happened? I missed that. And then you take it and you take it, then you start feeling like maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe it's something missing in my character. Maybe I'm not, maybe I need to try harder. Maybe I'm not doing right. And this is the first break. This is the first break right there. Because as long as you let them do that, and long they do that, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And then you become the whipping girl or the whipping boy.
It's like you're allowing them not to take responsibility for their actions. They're trying to be the victim, and they're not.
That's
I
it.
mean,
That's it. And they start talking bad to you, and every time they're upset, they bring it out on you, no matter who made them upset, or no matter whether it's stress, whether it's work related, or whether it's family, or whether it's weather, or whether it's no money, or whatever it is, they have a hair trigger and go off on you emotionally. And here's the worst part. And here's the worst part. Here's the worst part of that right there. When they say, well, you shouldn't take it personal.
hmm,
And you be saying, shit, it's me and you. Who else here? That's it. And that's where it starts. And I need everybody to understand the anchor's right there.
Well, no one put anything in the chat, but I did like a Google search. So
Mhm.
far, I came up with withholding support or affection, emotional withdrawal, manipulative behaviors, control, or dominance.
That's it. That's 100% it right there. That's it. And you don't, and when you end it, you don't realize that's what's happening to you. And you look at yourself like, I'm not worthy. What did I do wrong? How can I make it better? And this is where it starts. And it starts there, then the next thing it becomes respect. Then it just drops from there. Okay. What else in the chat? What one word they put in the chat?
That was pretty much it. We had foolish, heartbreak, hell, destruction, and emotional punishment. Those were the only things in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, those were the only things.
Tonight is about when you're in a relationship and you're in limbo, and you're wondering what's going on. Now, when problems in relationships, when relationships become difficult or tough, it's two reasons why relationships become difficult or tough. One is you're going through a bad season. And a bad season could be anything from one of you sick, one of you just don't are in a bad situation on your job or whatever it is, or you have stuff that's weighing you down, or you have a lot of stress. That's not that no person don't love you. It's just that the person is going through something, so it brings hell or it brings a rough season in their relationship for that time frame. The good thing about it, if it's a person loves you and you love them, they'll work their way through it. They'll
Hmm.
eventually come out of it. So that's why it's called a season, because it's not here to stay, it's here to pass. And when that person, the stress get off the person at work, when the person stop being sick, or when the person finally figures stuff out, the person can come on and love you again. The person willing to be the person they were at first with you. That's a rough, a difficult season or a tough season relationship. Limbo in a relationship or this other thing around when a person really don't want you, but they want to hang around for the benefits. They just don't want to let you go, but they're not giving you the love. They're not showing you the respect. They're not doing anything but benefiting from what you're giving them.
Right.
And they're not giving you much in return.
Right.
So make sure you understand when you're in limbo, it's two reasons why you're in limbo. One is a hard season, which is we all go through, and that's called ebb and flow, which we all go through that. The other one is when the person don't really want you anymore, but they want to keep you on that string. They want to keep you in limbo. And they want to keep you in limbo. It could be because, like Sharon said, there may be some benefit they're getting. They're not giving you anything back. They're not loving you. Matter of fact, they even get to where they're not even coming home sometimes. They're always having excuses. They never keep their promises. They're never where they should be. They're not giving you the love or the support you should. So tonight, that's what the night's all about. So let's get deep into this tonight and see what this looks like. So if we're in it right now, we can find a way out of it. If we've been in it before and didn't recognize, you can say, "Dag, that's what that was. I thought it was me all the time, but that's what it was." So that's what we're talking about. I saw some good stuff come in the chat when I was talking. Can you read some of that, Coach Glenda?
Well, someone agreed with you, and then they came back and said, you don't miss a good thing until it's gone.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, Coach Glenda, I'm sorry, I need to take over, but I get excited with this topic. Go ahead.
All right, we're going to do a participation question. What has been harder for you, accepting what you see or letting go of what you hope the relationship would become? What has been harder for you, accepting what you see or letting go of what you hope the relationship would become? Now, the old Glenda, I'm going to start us off.
Glenda, before you start us off, let's make that simple. Let's make that for guys like me understanding what you said. Now, it's what you see is what's happened to you every day. It's the reason you're wondering why he or she ain't coming home for dinner, why they're always calling out, why you're never going out on dates anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They never spend anything on you. They used to buy you clothes or special gifts. They don't do any of that anymore. That's what you're seeing. That's what you see. Now, what you're hoping, the future, you're hoping that they turn this around. He or she is a knight of shining armor or the queen that's going to shower you with love and affection, and you guys can go hand in hand off into the moonlight. That's what you're expecting. So that's what she's saying right there. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Go ahead, Sharon Fox.
Okay. Okay. Now the thing about that situation is the way you put it, Rufus, is something that maybe she's doing, or maybe she's not upholding hers, or she drifted off a little that made him stop doing that. So you got to all that. You know what I'm saying? To me, all that.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Now that could be Sharon Fox. That could be right, but in the night scenario, that's not the case tonight.
Okay.
The case is tonight that you've done all you can. Man, you've done all you can to make this love, and you're working trying to make this relationship, and you're doing everything to repair this relationship, and the other person on the other end is not doing their part. Matter of fact, the other person on the end, don't want to have any parts of redoing it or making it over. When you ask them to go counseling with you, they say hell no. When you ask them what plan they have to help get us back on track, they argue and don't have the time, don't want to talk about it now. It's not important. That's what we're talking about tonight.
You know, Ruth, I understand all that, but sometimes I be thinking, sometimes we make our stuff a little bit more complicated than it has to be. You know, sometimes I feel like people do that, especially in relationships. Because I'm like this: when my benefits stop, yours stop. You know, something like that. I'm just saying. I mean, we make it so complicated sometimes, I think.
Well, that's good. That's a good way to do it. You're right, because you hit it head on. You fight fire with fire.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
But
Well, a
everybody
lot of
doesn't do that.
Sharon, a lot of us aren't made up like that. A lot
Well,
of us hope and wish.
yeah, but it's only so much hoping and wishing. I mean, if you, especially if you try to do extra now to find out what the problem is or make them get back into that frame of mind, and I'll do the same thing he doing to me. You didn't see how I feel.
Well, if we take a poll on who's online right now, there's some that will agree with you and there's some that won't agree with you. And the reason why I say that because some people like me, I'm gonna try my best to win you back over. I'm gonna do all I can to make sure that I check every box and every X and every I on my side to make sure that I've done everything to pull you back in.
And see, I think that's great because, and if you know you did your part and they can't see that, then something wrong with them. It's not you.
Well, that's what the whole night's about. Something wrong with them. It's not you.
It's never gonna be me. I'm just
Yeah,
joking.
that's for the night. That's why it says stop keeping me in a relationship and you're not choosing me any longer. That's what night's all about. You being manipulated. That's what we're talking about tonight. And let's give you some signs. Let's give you some signs that you're in limbo. You're not receiving enough attention. You keep hoping, but there's not enough consistency from the other person to make you feel secure. They don't make you feel like you're in a love relationship anymore. They're not consistent. Every request for clarity becomes an argument. They delay or promise with no action. Hey, look, we're going to do this. We're going to get better. I promise you I'm going to start doing this. I promise you I'm going to spend more time with you. But break that never happened. Uh, you're doing all initiating. Anytime you guys do something romantic, anytime something comes, is you got to initiate it. Anytime you guys have a problem in a relationship, you're the one repairing it. You're the one planning. You're the one doing all the emotional work. The relationship benefits continue, but the responsibility and intimacy from the other person begin to shrink. They become invisible in that relationship. You spend more time interpreting their mixed feelings than you do experiencing the love. These are the things that you should understand that you in limbo. You're drifting. You're right there by yourself. Person's just holding on to you with a thread, and they're not gonna cut it. So you may have to decide, choose yourself and cut it. I think I saw something Wanda put in there earlier, address this part right here. And I think she was saying that something about you never miss your water until the well runs dry, or something she put in there that relates to this. And if you ever been in a relationship and you see one of these signs I just mentioned, yeah, you in limbo. Now I've been in limbo before, so I know exactly what it feels like. And if
Yes,
you have experienced one of these, you've been in limbo also. Was somebody gonna say something? Was that Wanda? You gonna say something?
yes. Sometimes a person they don't want you, but they don't want nobody else to have you.
True that. True that. Yes, indeed. That's limbo. You in limbo. That's a classic. Yep. If anyone else experienced limbo or understand what we say when we say a relationship limbo,
Well, I have a friend. Her and her husband been married over 20 years, and she discussed it with me. But then he, cause I'm on the outside looking in, so it's like he sent me flowers. Okay, but that doesn't make up for time that he's missing from being with you.
Mhm.
The flowers die. So, because he sent you flowers, he cheated. That's not going nowhere.
that was a good one. I never heard that one before. Flowers. That's a good
But
one.
you're right. That's what they do.
Yeah, that's a good one. So that don't last long. Anybody else that's been in limbo or seen limbo or can explain a little better than I did limbo?
I know I experienced it before, and I also did it to people before, but I don't know. That's why I think this day and time people need to be more straight up with each other, upfront or something.
Yep. Because the patterns we have in relationships are patterns. That sometimes the patterns are great and sometimes the patterns aren't. But you get to notice the patterns. If a person do it long enough, you understand their patterns. And that's how a lot of guys and ladies get caught cheating because they change their pattern.
Well, I'm gonna say this again, and y'all might not agree, but I'm like this. I, it, whatever you show me, I'm gonna show you back. Especially if I'm giving it my all, because most of the time I'm not. But if I really like you and trying to make it work or whatever, they're not gonna change until they face you're facing or see the way you see them.
And you're unique, Sharon. You're a unique person, and you have that understanding, and you have that self assurance that no matter what, you're gonna be okay. So that makes a big difference. A lot of us don't have that. A lot of us, when we fall in love and we commit to another person, we give it up. We just let go. We just fall. Boom. When we say fall in love, we fall. Boom. We let it all go. And we give a lot of ourselves. And sometimes we give ourselves away. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I know what it feels like to give yourself away. And that's why tonight is something that we have to talk about. And Coach Glenda going to give you some scenarios in a minute, and that's going to share with you, and as you can see what we're talking about, because a lot of people aren't aware that they're in a limbo. They think that, oh man, we've just been together so long, it doesn't matter anymore. What it is, what it is. No, no. You don't have any boundaries no more. Your peace is shattered.
And you
Coach
just
Mark.
going through the motions.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And that's no relationship. Relationship's supposed to be joy. Relationship's supposed to be uplifting. Relationship's supposed to be the best time of your life, especially if you chose the right person. All right, Coach, give it back to you.
All right, we have a few people that joined in not too long ago, just so you can know the topic for tonight. It is if I'm not the one, let me go. If I'm not the one, let me go. Stop keeping me in a relationship you're no longer choosing. All right, we're going to head on to our illustrations for tonight. Our first illustration, the married woman. Denise has been married for 18 years. Her husband says he does not want a divorce, but he refuses counseling, avoids affection, stays away from home, and he will not discuss a shared future. Denise keeps thinking, at least he has not left. Hmm. Her reset is not is to stop treating his physical address as proof of emotional commitment. She needs a direction conversation about willingness, actions, and a timeline for repair. Let me read that again. Denise has been married for 18 years. Her husband says he does not want a divorce, but he refuses counseling, refuses affection, stays away from home, and he will not discuss a shared future. Denise keeps thinking, at least he has not left home. Her reset is to stop treating his physical address as proof of emotional commitment, she needs a direct conversation about willingness, actions, and a timeline for repair.
This is what Wanda just said a few minutes ago. Someone that she knows kind of said this a little bit. And I've seen relationships where this is the case. And the woman or the man just say, well, hey, look, he's here. He's here. At least I can see him. At least he comes home. He brings a paycheck. Or she gives me sex or whatever.
Well, well, you know what? I can see a situation like that. I mean, it wouldn't be no least you here. We would like share the responsibilities of our bills or whatever else, and they, you live your life, I live mine, but it's gonna be some respect in there. I can kind of see that too if y'all been together for so long, and you know what I mean. I mean,
Yeah, but is that a good relationship? Is that the way? If is that the best way to end the rest of your life?
no, because when we consider in a relationship, we consider just mutual whatever sharing bills because it's more comfortable for both of us, and it's got to be a level of respect in there too. Now I can live like that.
They
Now,
roommates.
now it says married. They've been married and they still married for 18
That's
years and they're
okay.
still married
That's okay. It's good.
They roommates.
Yes, roommate. Exactly.
with paper,
Exactly.
huh?
Yeah, but it's gonna be some respect now, level of respect in there on both our parts, though. But if we know we're not really into each other no more, and we're not really trying to remarry somebody else right then, I can see that working like that.
But see here is the way this is designed. Denise wants more, but Denise has
Oh,
settled.
okay.
She
Well,
wants more, but she's been beat down to the point where she said, "Hell, Lisa haven't left yet."
well, I can deal with that too, as long as he paying every bill, every one of my bills.
He had, so out
I,
of this, I think this would be some of us would say, "Yeah, I would stay there," and some of us would say, "Hell, no, I'm gone."
well, how come it always got to be with one of the persons want to stay? Why can't it be they both want to give up, or I don't know.
I mean, if you put yourself in, Sharon, so if you put yourself in a relationship, you say it's fine, correct?
No, I mean, if years go by and we got some respect for each other, and we're kind of still kind of like considered friends or whatever, I can see coming up with a situation that would benefit both of us. But like I said, it's got to be a level of respect in there. It's got to be some rules. But yeah, in a way, yeah, because he may be feeling one way, and maybe I'm feeling the same way. Shoot, I don't know.
I think I'm listening and thinking about it, and I'm thinking Denise needs to really sit down and say, "Hey, we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to have a talk, and these are the things we have to discuss. I need to know." I don't think she should let it go any further because there's no telling what he is doing somewhere else or whatever. You can't assume that he's doing whatever, but he's just not giving her what she wants as far as time and things. So she needs something cut and dry. She don't need to be guessing, figuring, imagining. She need to just say, hold up, we are husband and wife still. This is not happening, and we need to discuss this. Where we go from here.
Right.
That's what I think.
Y'all making it so difficult.
That's that difficult.
I don't
I
think
think
it's difficult. I think it's necessary because it's a matter of if I put myself in that position. Okay, now if we're going tit for tat, okay, then I'm going out and you not gonna know what I'm doing because I'm gonna be out doing some of the same thing,
exactly.
and that's not gonna be good. I think we need something definitive.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, no, you don't always sit down and have some serious talking. The actions speak for itself.
Mhm.
You're seeing it. You're going
But who
through it.
wants that? Who wants to do that?
Hmm.
Besides Sharon.
Well, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong. I mean, who said we got to always be in a relationship in love? Why we just can't be something? I don't know.
I I mean, they've got what's called now modern relationships. Anything and everything goes. In modern relationships, anything and everything goes. If you two are big and bad enough to choose it and do it and agree on it, it works for you.
I never
That's
heard
that
of.
modern relationship. Well, yeah, they've got modern relationships now where you decide what you want to do. You guys as a couple come together and decide what you want to do, and if
Talking
you
about
big and bad enough to do it, you do it.
Oh goodness, I'm glad I stay in the house.
just
Yeah.
as long as y'all find out what they doing. Shit.
That sound like somebody with a low self-esteem, because I wouldn't do it. I got to go.
Yeah. But this relationship right here, if it was me, yeah, it would we would have to have a conversation, and it would not be a 19th year. Matter of fact, it wouldn't be an 18 and a half year it's going like this.
Wouldn't have been 18 years.
That, that's not healthy. For me, that would not be healthy.
Oh,
I mean, because actually this brought back memories for me from my first marriage. My first husband, he didn't want to do counseling, but he didn't want a divorce. But he didn't want the commitment any longer. He didn't want to be the family man that had the wife and the kids. He wanted to be out there with his friends and go to the clubs. I was like, no, you can't do that. And then have more kids. I was like, no, I'm not having no more kids. You're not even taking care of the ones you have now. I mean, it wasn't working, and eventually we had to get a divorce because it wasn't working. I think we had one counseling session, and it was like we were going against each other. It was just pointless because he wasn't all in. He wasn't open-minded. It was like, I don't care what he says. It's my way or no way.
no, that's because one of y'all wasn't in love no more. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
you're right. Because I mean, he was already gone.
And that's why this scenario plays out more than we realize, guys, audience. This plays out more than we realize, and a lot of times the lady or the one person on in the other end, they feel like they're not doing their part. They feel like they're not man or woman enough, and they accept it and take it, and they come up like this lady said right here. At least he haven't left yet. What kind of remark is that? Yeah, I'm gonna help him leave. Get all your stuff is you ain't gotta come inside. All your stuff is on the porch. You ain't gotta come inside to get it. I mean,
Let me ask a question. Do everybody feel like you have to be in a relationship?
You say that question again?
Do everybody
well, I
feel
tell
like
you what.
you have to be in a relationship? Why?
Well, do the next one. I think the next scenario is more of what Sharon's talking about right now. Do the next scenario. Well,
Okay.
do the next scenario, and then we'll read some of the stuff in the chat because some of the stuff in the chat is really good.
All right. Our next illustration is the on and off relationship. Monica's partner disappears after conflict and returns when he is lonely. Each returns feels like reconciliation, but nothing changes. Her reset is to identify the cycle, distance, anxiety, reunion, relief, and disappointment. Relief is not repaired. I'm going to read it again. Monica's partner disappears after conflict and returns when he is lonely. Each return feels like reconciliation, but nothing changes. Her reset is to identify the cycle, distance, anxiety, reunion, relief, and disappointment. Relief is not repair.
All right, Sharon Fox, what's your thought about that one? Did we lose her?
She
Sharon,
might
did
be
we lose her?
thinking. She might be thinking.
Oh,
Oh, hold on. No, I wasn't thinking. I thought I was unmuted. But my thought on that one is, okay, if he wanted to go carry that way, let's carry it that way. Cause I'm already know how much in love with me you are. See, yeah, cause I believe in you can fall in love every day. Something ain't working for you, get out of it and move on. I don't know.
Sharon, you a rare piece of work.
I mean, but what's wrong with that?
It
There's nothing
absolutely
wrong with it.
nothing.
Nothing wrong with
What's
it. I mean,
wrong with
but
it is it's stuff out there now that you can get that ain't no cure for.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying it ain't got to be sexual. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what I'm looking for in the beginning. I'm looking for how you make me feel as a person. I'm looking for, can we communicate? I'm looking for, can we be around each other without getting on each other's nerves? You know?
But if he's out doing him and come back home, ain't no telling what he out there doing. And just like I say, you can catch things now from doing something you love doing that you can't get rid of.
Yeah, but if I was really into that man, he ain't going nowhere because I'm gonna make sure he don't. Trust me, he gonna want to.
but in this one, he as long as things are going well, the guy stays. But when they get in conflict, he leaves.
He disappears.
Yeah, he
He ain't got to be white.
disappears.
Maybe I might disappear. Shoot.
And the thing is here he's not staying there and working through it.
But she knows that. She knows that. She knows that. I mean, doesn't matter what. I mean, the pictures are on the wall. She knows that. She's been going through that.
Right. And then but part of there when he comes back to make up and the kiss and make up and everything's great, and he said he's going to change and nothing's changed. So it's
Oh,
it's it's like a seesaw. It's like over and over again. Here we go again.
oh
He's
no,
not keeping his promise. He's not a man of his word. He's
you're not
not
a victim
making the
either.
changes.
But then, okay, but then that's where it come into what you want for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna allow that, you allow it. But if you're not, hey, he gotta kick rocks.
And that's why Coach Glenda said the reset is you got to identify that cycle. If this keeps happening, hey, the cycle is he keeps going, and then he's always distancing himself, the anxiety and the reunion and relief. That relief when he come back and do what he need to do and call himself reconciliation, and he's that's not repairing a relationship. That's just a band-aid. Wanda said, flowers die.
But she should know that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
But
I'm.
you know what I think in this, that's a two-way cycle.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people get argumentative or go through a conflict or something, um, he or she would have realized this person needs cool off time. This person, I need to stay away from them so they cool off. And when they cool off, I can come back and have things my way because they're not going to be angry with me no more. And that person will go on and accept whatever that partner is offering, because now they have forgotten that they haven't forgotten, but they don't put in the back of their head that they had an angry point, that this person pissed me off, or this person angered me, or he or she did something that I don't like. So we need to talk about it. No, I have cooled off now. So now they come back and our affection, love making, whatever is so cool and so good. I just put all the other things on the back burner. So that's a vicious cycle on both sides.
Correct, because what happened is you begin to minimize the fact of what's going on, and you start accepting instead of making a decision, you begin to accept it. You
Yeah.
you tell yourself, well, hey, look, it's not that deep. Hey, it's okay. Let's continue. We're
Yeah.
we're doing that, and then but you once you stop once you and the guy stop arguing, and the reality is how are you gonna connect with your voice? How are you gonna say, "Hey, I'm a woman. I ain't putting up with this crap, guy. If you can't stay here and fight this out, man, the woman, you got to go." The boundary is you ain't leaving. We're gonna stay until we work this out. The voice. Sometimes women don't have voice. Now, sometimes women got too much voice, but in the right time, the
Talking
woman
about
don't have the voice that she needs to have. So that's what this is all about. That's what this scenario is all about, is that you begin to minimize stuff that you shouldn't. It's some stuff, instead of minimizing it, make a decision. This is disturbing your peace. So this ain't happening no more.
So, Rufus, I think probably as younger people,
Hmm.
we might have done this. We might have accepted those type of things. It took a
Hmm.
minute probably before we got there. But I think as older people, hopefully we can understand that we can see the loop and we can understand, no more, not this. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep. And here's to reconnect yourself. You got to realize your voice. What truth have you been afraid to say? Like that lady said, like least he haven't left yet. Are you afraid to say get your shit and get out? you know, and what do you need? What do you require to feel emotional to make sure that you feel safe in that relationship? That it's a mutual choice, that you choosing him and he's choosing you, or you choosing her and she's choosing you. What do you need? And what are the standards? What must be present in a relationship to make it continue to be healthy? What do you need in a
Communication.
relationship?
Lots
Excellent.
of.
One of the things: communication, trust, loyalty, generosity, grace. These are the
Lots of
things
it.
that need to be there in it. Support, your support. Who can help you remain grounded while you're going through this clarity, while you're seeking clarity? Is it that you got to see a counselor? Is it you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or you got the church? Who helps you through that? Because sometimes our problems are bigger than us. We need somebody to help us sort this stuff out. Because relationships are a mess sometimes.
It is.
Rufus, I think I heard you say this on tonight. I think what we all need and people need to understand, love shouldn't hurt.
That's it.
A relationship with someone else shouldn't hurt. We shouldn't have pain. There can be differences, but the differences should be able to say, okay, we can work it out. Well, give me time to think about that, and I'll come back and give you my opinion or my thought or something like that. Let's see what we need to do. We don't have to be the same because we're not the same. So we do have to honor differences of opinion or different ways of doing something or different thoughts.
Right.
But we should be able to pull together and not hurt each other deliberately or constantly, and that I think is something that we need to get to understand.
Right.
Correct. Now,
Agree to disagree.
now here's Coach Glenda's standard of relationships statement. And here's her standard, Coach Glenda's relationship standard. I want a relationship that both people communicate honestly, participate in repairs, and make decisions together. I will not continue indefinitely in confusion, avoidance, or one-side effort. Let me say that again. This is Coach Glenda's relationship standard statement. I want a relationship where both people can communicate honestly, and Wanda said that. Uh, Participate in repair of the relationship and make decisions together. I will not continue indefinitely in a confusion, avoidance, or one-sided relationship.
Now I
Any
think that.
questions about that statement?
I, oh
Go ahead,
wait,
Sharon Fox.
I think. Can y'all hear me? I think that
Yes.
was a power. I think what you just read and said was you hit the nail on the head. See, because if I'm not happy or whatever, regardless, then I'm gone because it would be too stressful for me to deal with. I mean, because I'm saying if they're not willing to work it out, and I know that was their pattern or behavior, then I don't care. I gotta go because I can't deal with the stress. It'll make me unhappy.
Yep. You want to do one more example, Coach, or you want to close it out, or you want to continue next week? What's your plan, Coach?
We're gonna continue next week.
Well, did anyone have anything they want to say tonight about what we discussed up to this point? And I saw some stuff in chat. Can you read some of the stuff in the chat? Because I don't want us to sleep on that.
Sure. We got a lot of stuff in the
Yeah,
chat.
just read. Let's close out with reading the chat, and then we'll continue next week.
Oh,
Because can you read some of that chat? Because it's I saw chat was powerful.
where you want me to pick up from?
Just pick up from when we had that when you said first started when we said that emotional something, when we said that emotional punishment. Pick up after that.
All right, I did that. You don't. It's going. Let's see.
Can you read it loud though for us though?
I know. Just I didn't want to repeat something that I already said.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
It
so
doesn't
we
matter.
have.
You can repeat it.
All right, so we have honestly, people will not let a good thing go, even if they don't deserve you. Sounds like Denise is too logical for her nab. I don't know what a nab is.
It- I don't know what nab is neither. What's a nab?
That could be a typo too.
All right, keep going.
Okay. Let's see. When you
Oh,
say,
man. Somebody said nab is man.
oh, okay. I know you speed typing. Okay. So when you say in the rest of your life, when you say okay, say the in the rest of your life, it puts it into perspective. That's a roommate. We have, give me a second, scrolling down. Is it baby bye? Give me a second. Sharon says, it's fine if he is paying, but not if she's paying. Exactly. We got that part. I think y'all can talk all night and he will lie and say he agrees, but he keeps doing what he wants. That's true. All right, we have scroll isn't working.
I saw some powerful stuff in there. You ain't got to that yet.
It's a lot. I gotta weed through it all.
Just read it and just read until
I know
you
I'm reading, I
finish.
have to blow it up, Coach Carpenter. But if they are besties before marriage, then they may be okay with the roomies. Let's see. He comes home to familiarity and she accepts for convenience, sounds like. If you see some, Coach Carpenter, you can sure enough read it.
I can't see it on my
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I'm in a difficult situation here.
Not a problem. He doesn't want to deal with conflict. Sounds like she is part of the problematic cycle. Communication is the key. Let's see what else we have. Um, oh, that's it.
All
Uh,
right, close this out.
okay, not a problem. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. Give me just a second. I have to.
Excuse me, can I say something? So,
Absolutely.
just ask something right quick. So I know you guys are planning the Sunday night at 9 Aruba trip for 2027, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that's
Oh, wait a minute. Not for 27. Aruba is 2026.
oh, 2026. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, 2026. I'm sorry. Yes. So, have you thought about what you're going to do on 2027? Can y'all do something on land somewhere? I ain't going on the water. So can y'all do something
Okay,
on land?
how about this?
What?
You think of something, you let me know.
Oh no, but you I want to say, how y'all was planning something in Florida that time that didn't turn out,
And
quite
we ended
so
up
good.
doing it virtual.
Yeah. So maybe instead of a virtual, maybe the Florida something could work out for next year or something like that. Do you think y'all can think about something like that?
Yes, we can. We can.
Cool.
We
'Cause I
definitely
want to
can.
I want to meet everybody that's willing to do something, but
Or,
I ain't
or,
going on the water to meet them, that's for sure.
or we can tip it in on a suite or something, or a hotel or a timeshare, and
Yeah, like a weekend or something, like a Friday and a Saturday or something like that on a Sunday morning.
Why you so afraid of the water?
I look, girl, I
yeah.
cannot drink it and I can't swim it, and I'm not going to do it. And that's just it. It's not going to happen.
All right, Coach Glenn, and
I'm
Atkinson,
fine.
we will
Okay,
definitely
okay, we'll talk about it later.
we will definitely get that worked out for you. Coach, you
Cool,
want to close this out, please?
cool.
Thank you so much. All right, you are not asking for too much when you ask to be loved with honesty. You are not difficult because you need clarity, and you are not disposable because someone became uncertain. But tonight, I want you to remember this. Another person's indecision does not have to become your permanent address. You can love someone and still require truth. You can honor the history and still examine the present. You can give relationship a fair chance without giving confusion unlimited access to your life. If you want to build, let the building be visible. If you need help, let this willingness be visible. If if he no longer chooses the relationship, let the truth be visible. And if he refuses to decide, remember, you have a decision. Have a wonderful night and see you next Sunday night at 9. Thank you. Good night,
All right.
everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night,
everybody.
Coach
Thank
Gwen.
you.
So
Good
see you
night.
next Sunday.
All right.
All
Good
right.
night.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Have a